فاشرف بالاشتغال بالعلم ولا تبغي به ما عشت يا ذا بدلا ويا له من شرف عظيم.
The Prophet ﷺ used to dedicate a specific khutbah for the women. To a point, after he was done, he went to the women and he said to them, يا معشر النساء تصدقن فإني رأيتكن أكثر أهل النار. O women, pay the sadaqah, for indeed I saw that the majority of those in the fire are women. So a woman, she stood up and she said, Ya Rasulullah, why? فإن كنا تكثرن الشكات وتكفرن العشير. Two things they mentioned. And the married men, they're going to know what I'm talking about. You excessively complain. All the time complain. Some of the brothers are smiling. تكثرن الشكات. Constantly complaining, and you are ungrateful to the husband. And you, why? What does this mean, ungrateful to the husband? There's another narration that explains it, Hadith ibn Abbas. لو أحسنت إلى إحداهن الدهر ثم رأت منك شيئا قالت ما رأيت منك خيرا قط. If you was to be good to her for the whole year, she sees one little thing from you, she goes, I haven't seen any good from you. You spend time with her, you spend an hour with her, no, you don't give me any time. You give her money, you never give me any money. You're good to her, you're never good to me. A lot of these negative, they call it indefinites. In the negative context in the Arabic language, it indicates generality. You learned in Usul al-Fiqh that an indefinite took me ages, by the way, النكرة في سياق النفي تفيد العموم, to translate that in the English language. Indefinite, if it comes in a negative context, those who studied English, you know, if an indefinite now comes in a negative context, it indicates generality. And you learn this, and it's very, very handy. Why? Because you see sometimes statements from the hadith and you know how to put it into context. Okay, some of the sisters, they tend to say, we don't mean it. And فعلا, صراحة, they don't mean it. When they say you don't give me any time, they don't mean it. But it's a form of dhulm. It could be that one word that you don't mean it and you don't take into consideration, why you get chucked into the fire for 70 years. One kalima. It's a form of dhulm. Someone who's been looking after you, he's been good to you. Then all of a sudden you just come, you break his heart, you know, you don't do anything for me. It could really hurt the person. Why the Prophet ﷺ said, and why is this statement so dangerous? The statement is so dangerous. Why? The Prophet said, إن العبد لا يتكلم بالكلمة من سخط الله لا يلقي لها بالا. A person, he says one word. And when he says it inconsiderably, out of consideration. He doesn't give it any consideration when he says that word. And because of that, he gets chucked into the fire for 70 years. When they are saying that word, do they mean it? You can understand now how serious it is and how common, wallahi, the majority say this. And that's why the majority of those in the fire are women. Using these kind of words, which you might take very, very lightly, but it is very, very dangerous for your own good. Why would the Prophet ﷺ specify this on the day of Eid? When we was having the sisters class, a discussion that I put out to them, let's just say for an example now, a person has been given the opportunity to address thousands of people on the day of Eid. What topic should he choose? Why would the Prophet ﷺ dedicate on the day of Eid with all these people there when he can pick so many topics, this thing pertaining women at the end? Because of course it's an important thing. In a congregation where you might not get another congregation to address a certain situation, هذا يدل على أهمية هذا الأمر. It shows how great and important this issue is. That we shouldn't just take lightly. And even if the men hear it, is important that you explain to them the danger that it could put them into.